Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do a video at looking at how many of these live action Disney films based off Disney rides that Disney has made throughout the years. And I was actually surprised to find out how many movies were actually based off their rides, and some of them I'm not too surprised about because, yeah, I remember hearing about it at the time, and I remember the rides at Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one you want to go through. And yeah, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't been following my channel, I have been through a Disneyland, Disney World binge watch for the last maybe 2 months already, watching tons of ride videos because I'm missing it, and all these character interaction videos and stuff like that. And now I'm like watching Disneyland and Disney World trivia. Like there's this one great channel called TPM vids where they do not just Disney, mostly Disney, but they do other theme parks as well, like trivia, myths, and top 10 stuff. So I'm and now I'm watching like videos on like tips on going to the parks and stuff like that. Now I've been downloading podcasts that people do. So yeah, Disneyland, I need to go. And I'm like planning a trip that I don't even know I'll go on in the next year or so. So maybe I'll never go on this trip, but I'm planning it anyways. By the time I finally get to do Disney World when I'm like in my 50s, who knows? Hopefully before that. I'm planning something else. But anyways, back on topic because I ramble on. Let's get into this. What are the 10 movies that Disney has done based off their rides? Starting with number one is Tower of Terror. Yes, and part of the reason I'm doing this video is because of Tower of Terror, because it was announced yesterday that Scarlett Johansson is producing a new Tower of Terror movie. That one will be theatrical. Will she star in it? We don't know. Most likely she will. But yeah, there was a Tower of Terror movie starring Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst, a very young Kirsten Dunst. She probably did this right after Jumanji, the original Jumanji with Robin Williams. She was in that movie as a little kid. She was probably still a little kid because this movie came out a year later, 1997, according to this. And I never seen it, so don't ask me anything about it. Another movie I haven't seen that was based off a Disney ride is Mission to Mars. This was under the Touchstone Pictures banner that Disney had at the time. And yeah, it stars Tim Robbins, Gary Sinise, and Don Cheadle. Connie Nielsen is in it as well. For Wonder Woman fans, she was Wonder Woman's mother in that movie. I never saw this one, but I remember it at the time because I think it came out around the same time as another movie about Mars, the one with Tommy Lee Jones. Was it like Space Cowboys or something like that? I think I saw that one instead, but don't remember a lick of any of it because I did not care for that movie. It was boring. And according to the rating on IMDb, Mission to Mars isn't any better. But look, Disney Plus might have it, so I might check it out. I tried looking for the Tower of Terror movie, but they didn't have it. So moving on to the next movie on this list, they did a movie on country bears in 2002. This has the worst rating on IMDb, a 4.2. Haley Joel Osment did a voice in it. Look, I remember the commercials for this movie, and I remember avoiding this movie at all costs. And I saw it recently on Disney Plus. I didn't watch it, but I saw the movie up there because I was curious to see if they had it up there because I remembered it. And I am tempted to see how bad it is. Almost 20 years since this. Next year, this movie is going to be 20 years old. I am tempted to check this movie out just to see if my instincts on it back in the day were right. Yeah, just looking at the faces there on the poster look really bad. Moving on. Pirates of the Caribbean. We're just going to talk about the entire franchise in general. This is probably the best franchise movie on this list easily. It has the highest score on IMDb, the first Pirates of the Caribbean. The franchise has stood the test of time. Each film, even the bad ones, did really well in the box office. So people love these movies. And I love them. I think the first three in particular, I think, are great films. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. After that, I think the fourth film took a step down. I think the fifth one wasn't that great either, but I enjoyed it more than the fourth one. But overall, I think it's a fun franchise, and I think Johnny Depp is great as Captain Jack Sparrow. But I think what made that original trilogy good was also the chemistry between him and Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. I think that's what made that original trilogy so good. And even though Orlando Bloom came back for the fifth one and Keira Knightley had a little cameo, I think it was the story between those three in the original trilogy that made that original trilogy worth watching. And making Jack Sparrow more of a secondary role rather than the focus also helped, especially with the original film. Although I liked seeing Jack Sparrow as the hero, him growing into that role by the end of the third film, I do think having him more mysterious made him more of an interesting character. And obviously Captain Barbossa, he stuck around obviously for most of the films. He was great in that first film. And Davy Jones, another great character. So yeah, obviously the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is probably the best of the movies based off rides at Disneyland so far. Next up, which came the same year as Pirates of the Caribbean, is The Haunted Mansion starring Eddie Murphy. This movie, I saw this movie in the theaters, I remember. Probably because I enjoyed Pirates so much that I'm like, okay, let's see what else Disney has to offer. And then I remember thinking it was okay. But yeah, a lot of the humor fell flat. And maybe not as good as Disney was hoping. Yeah, they were hoping for another Pirates franchise. Yeah, now we finally got it. These movies based off rides are going to do good. And wah, wah. It was cool seeing like some of the stuff from the rides make their way into the movie. Even though I finally saw the ride that year that this movie came out. I saw the movie first, and then we went to Florida that Christmas, which I put videos of. That was the first time I experienced the Haunted Mansion ride, was in that 2003 video. So you can go and check that video out. I put up the rides all separately, but then I did the whole vacation, the whole Magic Kingdom and the whole Hollywood Studios vacation on YouTube. Those are like an hour and a half. The other one's 2 hours long. But I also separated the video, so you can see the Haunted Mansion ride. I could. It's a little blurry because it's dark in that ride, but you can see some things. You can see the woman's head, the majestic head in the ball, and I think you see the singing faces. I don't remember. So it was a really cool ride. I went on it again in 2004. I might have went on it again at Disneyland in 2007. I don't remember, but yeah, the movie didn't live up to how you feel on the ride. So moving on, passing some Pirates of the Caribbean movies here. I got Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland, I guess, was the final one that they did that was not a Pirates ride in 2015, starring George Clooney, and Hugh Laurie was in it as well. I remember liking Tomorrowland, although Tomorrowland wasn't really a ride. It was more of a land in the Magic Kingdom, right? Or in Disneyland as well. That was originally supposed to be in Florida. It was supposed to be in Epcot Center, but then I guess they put it in Magic Kingdom. I don't remember now. But it was supposed to be a vision of the future of what Walt Disney envisioned the future to be. I remember thinking Tomorrowland, that's probably like after the Pirates franchise, I think Tomorrowland is probably the second best attempt at a movie based off a ride, although I don't think it got to the level of the Pirates movies, at least the first three for me. I do think it was better than the fourth and fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie. That one is on Disney Plus too. I do want to rewatch it because it's been a while since I've last seen it. Maybe since 2015, 2016 maybe. But I on IMDb here it shows that I gave it a 7 out of 10, so I must have enjoyed it to give it that high of a score unless I was feeling bad for it, because the movie tanked in theaters, I think. And it was directed by Brad Bird, who came off of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, which was one of the best Mission Impossible movies, as well as his animated career. He was an animated director first. He directed several episodes of The Simpsons, as well as The Incredibles, the two Incredibles movies, and Ratatouille, as well as The Iron Giant. So he has some great critical acclaim. And I feel like Tomorrowland, which should have been a huge success for him, didn't get the success that it needed. Like I said, I remember enjoying it. Maybe I'll give it a second watch, another watch sooner rather than later, because there is another movie based off a Disney ride coming out soon, which will make 11 on this list. Right now it's 10, but with Jungle Book coming out at the end of July, that's going to be 11 movies based off Disney rides. Now, there was another movie I saw on a list that people were putting, Dinosaur, the 2000 film Dinosaur. I'm not counting that one because even they said, I was reading that in an article that the Dinosaur movie and the ride came around the same time. But really there's not much there to really indicate that the movie and the ride, other than one creature, the movie and the ride have little resemblance to each other. So I didn't put that one on this list. So we're going to say 11 with Jungle Cruise coming out. Will Jungle Cruise be one of the better ones? Because a lot of these movies didn't do so well, other than the Pirates movies. A lot of them didn't do so well in theaters. I'm hoping Jungle Cruise will be fun. I like Emily Blunt. I like Dwayne Johnson. So I'm hoping that one will prove worthy on this list, unlike some of the other ones. So with that being said, tell me, guys, did you see any of these movies on this list? If not, go and watch them and check them out, see how bad they are or how good they are, like the Pirates movies. I'm sure most people have seen the pirate movies. Yeah, so comment below, tell me which ones you've seen, which ones you've liked, which ones you hated. Also, I have a Patreon page, which I have to talk about. I have a group of people that are supporting this channel by subscribing to a monthly tier. There's two tiers right now. There's a $5 tier and a $10 tier. And really, they're offering the same thing. I'm just putting a $10 tier there to anybody that wants to be a little bit more generous, that can be a little bit more generous if they can. Because, any help is grateful to me. But the people right now, I have to thank them for supporting this channel and trying to help me out. And, maybe seeing that, hey, this guy's pretty good at what he's doing. Let's help him out a little bit and help him grow. And that's why I create a Patreon page, because who knows if I can get enough subscribers there. Maybe one day I can focus on this channel a lot more. But until then, we're all struggling. I get it. But any help necessary is grateful, guys. So I'd really appreciate it. Again, the tiers, they just give you a credit at the end of each video, like you're seeing right now. And that's all I can really offer, because even I'm struggling. So we're all struggling, and I get it if you can't. If you can't, at least like this video and subscribe to my channel. Watch every video that you can, because that also helps. If you can't help subscribe to the Patreon page, watching this video and liking the video helps a lot. So with that being said, and hey, send out a link to people and say, hey guys, check out this guy's video. He's pretty good. He knows stuff about movies a little bit. Yeah, so hopefully that helps pass things around and gets people to notice my channel a little bit more. If not, hey, I have a tight-knit group of people that support me, and that's what really matters. But I do want to grow my channel a lot more, and that this is what's important to me, is growing this channel, growing this community that I'm trying to create. And because I love movies, and I know there are people with the same interests as me. Maybe some people don't have the same interests, but that's fine. Maybe we can have a one-on-one conversation. Not one-on-one, but you get what I'm saying. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to end this here, or else I'm going to ramble. Thank you for watching. Until next time, everybody, take care.